Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Seeking Sister Wife, Season 6, Episode 2. I'm trying to create Voltron here.
I think those words that we could all live by. I'm trying to create Voltron.
Get the reference. Did not understand what Nick was talking about.
From the 80s Saturday morning cartoon that
I wasn't alive yet.
He tends to, base his entire life on. You might know the reference of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord better, first-hand experience-wise. Perhaps that would be the analogy that we can use instead of Voltron.
I don't know. All I know is I am so happy that the Davis family is back. I don't think they're ever going to have success finding a third sister wife, but I enjoy watching them create more of a mess every season that they return.
Nick and April and Jennifer, they're just out here trying their best, but doesn't look like we're off to a great start. I was kind of upset with how quickly they got over Danielle. I'm still not over Danielle. 6 months? That was it?
I am a little concerned of will it be as fun to watch them without her?
Right. Like, I think we know them as, including Danielle. Danielle was part of the Davis family. So, I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't know this family yet. I have to get to know them again.
It's a whole new dynamic.
Yeah, I'm relearning my experience with the Davis family.
Danielle left for the exact same reason that she left previously. Because when we saw them in season 5, she had left in the middle of the night. She fled. She took all her plants. She put everything in her car.
Oh, Danielle.
And then they talked her back into coming back to the house. And it was all over the fact that they wanted to continue to bring more wives in the family. And she wasn't into that.
She wasn't ready. It was moving too fast. And then she wasn't really into that idea. She thought that this was good. She thought she was going to be the third wife, the last wife. And that was not the case. They were still seeking. So through seeking, sometimes you lose one along the way here too. So we're going to have to pour a lash out for a real one here.
Well, they just replaced her very quickly with someone else with a new set of plick lashes.
Oh, it was so fast too. Yeah, we have Teresa, who we're being introduced to, who is not new though. She's been in with the Davis family. She's known them longer than Jennifer knows them.
She's a family friend who had a platonic relationship with Nick all of these years. And she approached them after Danielle left and said, hey, bring me into this. I want to date Nick. I'm in love with him.
They seem to be excited about the fact that she was very forward with this, that she was deliberate in her intention here from the start. I saw it as more of a red flag concern, though.
Oh, I think it's bullshit. I'm pretty sure she only wants to come on the show to be on TV. Because didn't you feel the same way about, was it Jasmine, who they brought on to go on a few dates with Nick?
In the horse-drawn carriage?
Yeah, remember the Wiccan woman who was wearing the bright green dress?
There was a lot of boobage that was going on there last season, yeah.
I'm just getting the vibe that they, first of all, want someone who's willing to film this show to make money so that they got to be in more episodes. But now this time, I think that it's kind of flipped on its head where Teresa's weaseled her way into this situation so that she could get on TV.
That, and she seemed very quick to move in with them. So I don't know if she has an unstable situation and then she was trying to get some stability here by kind of jumping in on this established family that's been around for a while.
You don't think that her career as an aspiring rapper is paying her lucratively?
I don't think it's taking off yet. I haven't seen her on SoundCloud at all yet. She's not a known SoundCloud rapper, so I wouldn't bet on it.
What do you think about the Davises? Because I've been trying to figure them out. This is their third season being on the show?
I think so.
Some people feel like they give Colt. Others think that Nick is just in it for the money.
Well, it's weird the way that he talks about it because he seems very particular in because he's not married to them. The wives are married to each other and that was all very intentional, where his whole thing is that He wants his wives to work and be financially independent. And that way, if for whatever reason, if they need to leave, they have the means to leave. What if Nick is upset with this situation and he wants to leave? You are stuck now.
What is his plan?
So, like, I get it, I guess, like in some ways, but it's almost like he's...
Is he an heir to an oil fortune somewhere?
Well,
or
no, it's like he's doing like a reverse psychology thing where he's like, I'm doing all of this for your benefit. Like, this is all suiting you specifically and your needs. So that way he doesn't really need to contribute as much or something. But I mean, not to say that he doesn't contribute, because like he's a stay-at-home dad. He's doing these things. Well, I would say that the stay-at-home dad part has been more of a contribution in seasons past comparison than sitting around and reading scientific journals all day while your wives are out at work. I feel like being a stay-at-home dad is more of a contribution.
That is some progress on his part.
Like, and maybe that was the, you know, the larger picture image that we didn't really get to see yet. And so we were still kind of work in progress there.
I'm just starting to become increasingly convinced that he's not just watching baby Vera at home all day. I kind of think he's running romance scams online.
That's his part-time endeavor, full-time endeavor.
Yeah, I think he's not concerned. Either he fell in a Piggly Wiggly and he has a huge payout that he's going to live off of for the rest of his life, or he's running scams on women online.
Slipped in pee-pee money.
So he's not worried at all about where his next meal is going to come from if these women ditch him.
There's another dynamic here with Teresa, because Teresa also has her 15-year-old son, Damien, who's moving in as well.
Can we have a moment to talk about Damien's hair?
Can we talk about Damien's hair?
Drop the curly girl routine method, because we all need to know.
Cody wants to know. Would love to know.
The locks were shiny and moisturized, and they were perfect curls all the way through.
Damien seems uncomfortable around the camera.
Fair. Probably around Nick, too.
Well, I mean, they're trying to say that.
No, I think Jennifer
Damien...
would scare me the most.
Jennifer?
She's a little dead behind the eyes.
Well, it's that, like, yeah, the NPC sort of, the white noise, can't get a read on her sort of a thing. Oh, she's pregnant again, too, by the way. Forgot about that.
Congrats, Jenny.
Congrats. There you go.
They're going to run out of room in this house.
I mean, yeah, it's only a matter of time for that. They're trying to say that this is all like one big happy family, Brady Bunch style of just, yeah, here we are. We've made it together. And I don't think things are going that smooth. Like the way that they're presenting it to us.
I didn't think that Nick is actually that into Teresa.
But then just like how the way that Jennifer was talking about Damien and Vera interacting too. Like she was trying to make it sound good. I don't know if I believe her.
I think that Teresa's going to cause a lot of problems because she's already talking about feeling like there's jealousy. And it's like, you just arrived here, girl.
Well,
Danielle had to stuff that down for a long time.
Yeah. And like, so she has had experience dating in polygamous couples previously. So she has experienced jealousy. So I think that's what she was saying was she was already...
Oh, not that she's currently... No, she said she was jealous.
Okay, so like she was saying that she's aware of the probability of her being jealous is high because that's what usually ends up happening in these sorts of scenarios for her. And then she gave specific reasons of like why she could be jealous.
Why she is jealous.
April and Jennifer. And it's like, I don't
think it's hypothetical.
I think we're talking about your actual feelings right now. I don't know, just that April has such an established connection with him and that Jennifer is birthing his children and there's that closeness there that they're able to achieve in their relationship that I'm unable to obtain.
It doesn't feel like it felt when Danielle was there.
No, this feels different. And this has like a threatening aura about it. And I don't know why. I don't like it. But there is like tension that's building in this group.
Yeah, I'm like worried that she's going to threaten to burn the house down or something on her way out.
Something terrible.
Something's off with Teresa.
And like not safe. I don't feel safe watching this. So I'm a little bit scared. With Danielle around, things were great. I liked it so much more. I loved their segments. I don't know who these people are. So I'm very concerned. I'm proceeding with caution. They're going to go to the petting zoo. They're going to learn about how alpacas are polygamists too, just like how Cody and Robin got to learn that rhinos are polygamous as well.
Pligpacas.
Pligpacas. Make that a shirt, I guess. I don't know.
It doesn't sound like they spend that much time together because he was saying it's really hard for them with all their schedules to coordinate an outing like this.
A family outing.
So maybe that's part of it
Scheduling
too.
seems to be the biggest conflict in all of these stories for the most part.
Nick should be wide open. Aside from bedtime, what else is he doing?
Well, yeah, if it's either bedtime or it's boom boom room time.
That's true.
I forgot about the boom boom room.
Why is the bed in the smush room pushed up against the wall?
Well, the bed.
I just felt like it was awkward.
The big bed in the other room is also against the wall too.
Okay, well then that's just what they liked. That's how they like to position beds in their rooms.
That's the style.
I feel like that's the worst way to have to make a bed is when it's pushed up against a wall.
Well, especially, we've already talked. I still don't know how they're buying sheets for their huge bed that they sleep in. I don't know where they're getting those from. They have to be custom made. You want to talk about not making a bed? How do you make that bed?
I don't know. That's why they need this third income. Buy more bed sheets. You want to pick back up on the Williamson family? So this is Reise and Billie Jean.
Yeah, it's it's Billie Jean.
Okay, you're now gonna have to do that every episode, just so you know.
Ow!
So the thing they're doing this episode is going to tell his family that they are officially seeking a sister wife. And he's kind of nervous about how it's going to go because his family is very religious, or I guess some of them are.
He said conservative religious. So I think that was the warning ahead of time where he kind of knew how this conversation was going to go. I think he clocked it pretty well where he was basically saying, I think my mom will be okay with it.
Well, he told his mom ahead of time.
Yeah.
I think that was smart.
Yeah.
So he had one person in the room who wasn't surprised by it to hopefully talk everyone else down if it went really badly.
I guess they live really far away because they were driving. It was dark when they got there, so I don't know how long of a drive this was, or maybe it was just given the time of year. I don't know. But they order some really terrible pizzas. It's some round pizzas cut into squares, which we all know Carly's a huge fan of.
You know, I didn't even realize they were cut into squares because I was too distracted by how terrible the pizza itself looked. It was so thin.
It's paper
thin, and then covered in toppings. You can't
Can
pick
you
that
see
up.
my note? The note that I had? Too thin.
Shitty toppings.
Too thin, shitty toppings. That was the note that I had.
You knew how I was going to criticize it. So that's my first judgment on them that I passed.
Well, okay. I have a feeling that they live in a pizza desert.
Oh,
it's
great.
tough to find good pizza.
Make it at home.
Specifically. Well, I mean, sometimes that's your best option, and that's what you have to go with. Sometimes. I don't think we need to add the stress of making a pizza into the mix here, too. Maybe that was something that he could have asked his mom to do to help out.
Who's here? It's his mom, his dad, his cousin, and then is Christina his sister? I missed it.
Oh, is his cousin? Yeah, because his parents are divorced. So I wasn't sure if that other person was like his dad's new. It was another family member.
Yeah, it was another. I
was a
saw the
cousin.
lower third said it was a cousin.
Okay.
She was a cousin.
I didn't catch that. So I was just making an assumption because I didn't know. But I knew that his parents were divorced, so I wasn't sure who was with whom here. The way they announce it, though, the way they're verbalizing this makes it sound like they're having another kid.
Yeah,
so
they're like, we're going to be expanding our family again.
Yeah, growing the family, but not with the baby. So, like, maybe don't do that. Don't do it that way. Because then you're gearing up for something else. People think they know what you're about to say, and then you really blindside them. So I didn't like that part of it.
Well, they all looked really puzzled once they said, but it's not a baby.
It's a sister wife. And then, yeah, Christina just laughs.
Cackles. Did she think it was a joke?
I think she thought it was a joke. But then she didn't address that she thought it was a joke.
Okay, but then the next thing she says, I thought, well, maybe this isn't going to go as bad as they thought. She brings up that she's concerned about the kids And I'm like, okay, someone who's level-headed and rational, thinking we're bringing another person into this family. Maybe that would be tough for the kids.
You gave her too much credit, Carly.
Then she flipped the script on me and totally lost me.
No.
With her main concern being that the kids are going to get made fun of at school because they're going to think that there are two moms in the family. They're going to think that Billie Jean is married to the sister wife. And that is just unimaginable. The worst thing possible, it seems.
The consensus here being that, like, yeah, the main flaw that she's seeing in this setup is that she says a lot of shit about same-sex relationships. And so this would be
it's
too close.
It's going to be confusing for the kids because they're going to have two moms in the house. She never brought up that it would be confusing for the kids to see their dad in a relationship with two women.
No, she was very focusing in on two moms is the problem here, which I don't think that should be the emphasis here either. She just like jumps in on assumptions of things because then she's looking at Billie Jean and she's like, well, what? So you're going to be having sex with this person too? And it's like, no. That's not the setup that we're talking about.
Her homophobia came out real strong because that's all she's worried about. Not, I think, have you guys thought about the fact that it's been really heartbreaking for you to struggle with infertility? You're going to bring another person into your family for the purpose of growing your family and having more children. Are you concerned that if this person decides they don't want to be part of this relationship anymore, that you're going to lose children that you've become attached to?
Like, that would be a big concern. But no, the concerns are more about, like, there's one Bible, and the Bible says, and it was like, you're losing us. We're veering off into a whole different territory now where it's like, no. I did like her suggestion, though, of, well, the reasoning that they had was because they need an extra set of hands. They could really use the help. And then she had a very Robin Brown moment and was like, why don't you just hire a nanny? Have you thought about that?
Like, well, but the nanny isn't going to have a baby for us. So that's kind of a big part of it, too.
That, and then also we need the nanny with the income. We don't have the funds for a nanny. We need the nanny to be there voluntarily and to also provide for the household.
She was the only one who really said anything.
Well, because she was so adamantly against it.
Yeah.
She was letting everybody know that, this isn't something that I condone. It's not something I'm going to support. Okay, then just don't say anything. You don't need to vocalize that you're actively going to not support something, especially in the context of this announcement that's coming from your family members.
Well, and they didn't ask.
No.
Because at the end, they were like, we're going to do what we're going to do anyway.
We're adults. We were letting you guys know.
It was just a heads up. We weren't asking permission.
No, yeah, this is not a permission-seeking conversation. This was just letting you know, hey, this is happening.
I am worried, though, because this introduces a whole nother element to their process of seeking someone, is that his family, not all of them are supportive. So that's going to be maybe a barrier for this person to be accepted by them. And that can make things more complicated.
Yeah, definitely. It's a consideration.
You want to go to the Merrifield or you want to go to the Johnson family?
Oh, we got 7 little Johnsons here. Well, just 3 right now.
All right. This is Matt and Anjelica. So they're new. We're meeting them this episode. Brand new to seeking sister wife.
They're in Providence, Rhode Island.
And they've been married for 5 years and they have 2 little kids.
And another on the way. Not kid, though. It's another wife on the way. It's Shanay. She's here to... What was the deal with the Matt and Anjelica meet cute story, but MEAT? What was the...
All right. This relationship came to fruition because she was a cashier at a grocery store and he used to make eyes at her every time that he came to the grocery store. But then she found him on an app one night when she was looking for a hookup. Is that the story?
I don't know. Some of it was lost on me there in parts of it. When she was talking about the meat, and then he joked that she got the meat. And I was like, did you have a date at Arby's? Is that what we're talking about? Or are you talking about
Corey?
The servicing? The servicing?
It was a booty call.
How can you have a booty call with somebody you've never hooked up with? This was a hookup then.
All right. So this was stage 1.
Yeah.
And then she became a stage 5 clinger.
Well, yeah, because you have to have a hookup before you can have a booty call. Because a booty call is just a specific, it's someone you've already been with that you are then.
Right. I do not care about the
specific set of circumstances that goes into that.
I'm worried about Anjelica.
Okay, when Anjelica goes through her reasons, the list of stuff that she's looking for, the benefits of polygamy for her, and I said, oh, Anjelica needs a therapist. That's who she needs.
I mean, or a friend.
Because she was trying to say that, like, oh, you can't divulge too much information about your relationship, personal things with people that are close to you. Like, she had kind of like a barrier or a resistance to that. And it's like, well, it would be a HIPAA violation then if.
So she needs a good therapist and a group of friends.
Yeah. And then, like, in tandem, I think that would be able to give you what you're kind of describing here. Plus, also, why is it just that, like, the more unavailable men are in these relationships, then it's like, oh, you know what we need to do? We need to be open to polygamy so that you can get a female friend person in here so that way I can have sex with them and then you'll have all your emotional needs met from this other person because that's not something that I can give you. Yeah,
he seemed like his motivation in this was to have her be able to take all of the stuff that he doesn't want to hear to this other person.
Yep. Yeah, like that was the message that I was getting just from the brief interaction that we saw today.
I guess it's been working because they've been doing this for 3 years with Shanay.
3 years? Well, it's because they haven't really been spending that much time together. So that's becoming the issue here that we're finding out about is that they can only really manage to, with like the driving distance, they only live an hour away from each other, but coordinating around, they both have small children. They both have busy work schedules. So it's like trying to factor in this time and being available with the distance as well.
It's like they're in a long distance relationship, even though they're really not that far away from each other.
It's not too far. Like that's what at first we were like, come on, it's only an hour. But then it's like, well, factor in all the other stuff too. Like I get it. That's a lot to jumble in and try to make sense of. Because then that's what he's talking about. He can't even spend the night most nights because he has to be home the next morning to help Anjelica with the kids going to school because Anjelica has work in the morning. So it's just all of the scheduling that goes into this is more than enough reason for me to never be interested in this.
They're either going to need to find new work situations so that they can accommodate being able to spend more time with each other or move, right?
I think that's what they're gearing up for. Is it seemed like, I don't know if it was something that Shanay was asking, you guys need to move closer to me to show this commitment. Because then that was kind of another mixed signal thing that I was getting too, where it seemed like Anjelica was just listening in on Shanay telling Matt all of these things that she's concerned about the relationship. Matt wasn't really saying anything helpful. He was like, well, I can come over tonight, but I can't spend the night. So it will be another limited interaction, which you've just complained to me about.
We're just going to do the same thing. I'm
just going to keep doing that. Yeah, I'm not going to change that. And then Anjelica doesn't say anything, but then in her ISO interviews, she's like, I'm worried that Matt's going to fuck this up and that we're going to lose Shanay and I'm going to lose my friend in this process.
Maybe you can like just stay friends. I don't know. Just a suggestion.
Or like, I don't know if we need to do all of this other stuff then. Yeah, like if that's just overcomplicating this now.
I was alarmed at how similar Anjelica and Shanay look. Down to they have the exact same shape glasses.
But their lips are different. That's how you can tell them apart.
Yeah, that was Matt's own words. That she has the most beautiful lips he's ever seen.
They were talking about the lips a lot.
Well, then they had the conversation about what was
lip gloss?
Something? I feel like that was some CarMax that was it?
I don't know.
Maybe it was lip gloss.
It was, some sort of
that Anjelica pulled out of her bag.
Lip lubrication system.
Are they really that good of friends though? Because then she was complaining about the cost of this lip gloss. And Shanay replies, like, yeah, you got to invest in taking care of your lips.
I think it was a more subtle dig than that. She's started it off with an insult. She said, when you have lips like mine, like when you have good lips, you have to invest in them. So you know nothing about that because your lips are busted.
I have the thinnest lips. Like, they're almost non-existent.
Well, no, and that's what Shanay was telling Anjelica in that moment, too. She's like, well, clearly you don't know about having to budget for your lip products because you do not know what that struggle is like.
And then Shanay said, we're total opposites. And that's great because Matt's into both of us. So I'm just wondering if Anjelica's really getting what she wanted out of this relationship, which was apparently to have a person to confide in.
I don't think Matt really likes Anjelica that much.
Really?
Yeah, that was what I was getting.
I think maybe he's grown tired of her.
It's a jump. Yeah, there's like
he's emotionally exhausted by having to be the only person that she's able to, I guess, vent to, have any form of conversation with.
So then he's just kind of like shut down entirely because he doesn't want to take on all of it, because if he opens up a little bit for her to, to become available for that, then he gets way more than what he was bargaining for, sort of a thing.
I guess we'll see, but there's trouble in paradise because are they going to just up and sell their house and move to where she lives? Are they going to meet halfway? Like, I don't know. There's not really an easy solution to fixing the problem that they have.
Right. Yeah. It's distance and time, which those are pretty finite things that you can't really work around too much unless you're going to uproot and change a lot of different things. The Merrifields, though, Garrick and Danielle and Lorrana.
Roberta number 3 is on the ground. She was in transit back to Garrick and Danielle's house at the end of the last episode.
It's now her casa as well. Mi casa, su casa.
She gets out of the truck, and Danielle's dad sneaks up from the other side of it and scares the shit out of her. How scary would it be to have a man in a giant cowboy hat creep up from around the side of a giant truck and just start yelling in English at you?
When you describe it that way, it sounds like something else. It sounds more heinous than I think he was going for at the time. But
they maybe got to let her start to adjust to being in America first.
This is America.
The tour of the house begins. Are we experts do we know all the rooms at this point just because we've watched them take so many people through their home?
There have been multiple tours. Well, did we get a tour for Roberta number 1? Did she come there in person? Because Roberta number 2 did, and she got a tour.
Well, then we also had the woman that they brought from Michigan.
Right, that was it. Okay, yeah. So there were some other perspectives where they were really trying to entice and entrap people here on the compound with no other options available to them.
I still don't think Danielle's into this because one of the first things that happens is they hand baby Leia to Roberta number 3, and she lays her head on her shoulder and kind of snuggles in. And instead of Danielle feeling like that's a heartwarming moment, she describes it as heartbreaking. Heartbreaking, but good.
And she weeps. She cries instantly.
Like when Roberta number 1 left. It was
not to the
extent.
Not to the same.
It gave you a taste of it.
There was less wailing and gnashing of teeth this time, but it was still there. Yeah, there was still the heartbreak. To even just refer to it as heartbreaking, kind of heartbreaking, I don't think it's supposed to do that. I don't think it's supposed to be that way.
I understand that she's saying maybe it's hard to see your child bond with another woman who is going to be thought of as their second mother.
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
Well, isn't that maybe your struggle now that you have a sister wife who's actually here living with you? Did you really think about that? Apparently not.
I don't think so. Yeah. Jeremiah and Solomon have been thinking about it, though. The 2 teenage sons who live in this house as well. And they are skeptical at the outcomes, to say the least.
I don't think they're even bothering getting to know the women that Garrick brings through anymore.
The rotation of faceless Brazilian women who parade through this home on a regular basis at this point. Jeremiah seemed to be really set on the fact that one girl's enough. Lesson learned. I've seen what my dad goes through, and I've heard my mom crying hours upon hours throughout the day. Don't do this. Please stop.
I actually don't think that they really care as long as Garrick lets them into his stash of weed. Like, as long as they have something to smoke, they'll look the other way.
And they get to scroll on the apps every once in a while, too, because I think that's what Solomon was excited about, too.
The sister room, we have to show that to Lorrana because that's where she's going to be staying. Because unlike most of the other polygamous relationships we've seen, it's not the man coming to visit the women in their individual bedrooms. The way they've decided to set this up is they have a sister room that Danielle and Roberta number 3 are going to share together. And then they will go to Garrick's room when it's their night.
Yes, the primary suite is on the main floor for Garrick. The sister room is upstairs that they will be alternating, taking turns at, because this entire system is set up to cater to Garrick. We have to serve and worship and accommodate him as much as possible, because Danielle was talking about a man should feel comfortable in his home. He can't be bouncing from room to room with the different wives that you stay in. Should the wives feel at home in their home? I would like to think that that should be a priority as well.
I don't know, but Garrick was just blinking and nodding his head as Danny was talking about this, like he could not believe that these words were coming out of her mouth.
This is the part of the episodes where you see that glimpse in Garrick's eye where he can't believe that he has talked Danielle into all of this stuff either. He can't believe it.
You know, when she was telling the whole story about a man needing to be comfortable in his home, I thought she is going to be Cody and Robin's next wife.
Oh, she's going to leave Garrick and then go be with them?
Or they're going to try to send her a message. They're going to try to connect with her through an app or something.
She's the one who sends the email next week.
It was just sounding like everything Cody's ever wanted. We saw that man complain for so long about having to move from house to house and bring his stuff with him and how inconvenient it was, how he didn't have a place to put all of his own stuff. He needs to build a cabin. He needs to have his own piece of property on Coyote Pass.
Tired of living out of a suitcase and having 4 copies of everything at each different house.
I mean, maybe she's learned that from watching Sister Wives. They did say they watched that show.
They learn from the best.
I wonder if she's doing her lives anymore. Remember last season she was going live? Was it on Instagram or something after every episode?
Yeah, and Garrick was going to join, but he was... he fell ill. He was sick.
Yeah, he kept getting migraines.
He couldn't join because the wrath is upon him. But it's Danielle's birthday.
Okay.
The shocker.
They
it's her
scheduled
birthday.
Roberta number 3's flight and data to arrive in the U.S. on Danielle's birthday.
I don't think Garrick knew. He didn't realize. I think that's what it comes down to.
So that means that they're having a birthday party for Danielle, which is like mostly just family who's coming over. But that means Roberta number 3 has to meet everybody at the same time. Because she just got here. She is meeting the boys and kind of settling in. And now all of Garrick and Danielle's family is going to be there.
It's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people in their orbit.
I don't know. If I was on a long flight, I'd be like, can I like take a shower? Can I take a nap? Can I unpack my suitcase?
No,
Can
I
have
get it.
something
Yeah,
to
it's
eat?
basically, it's like their parents.
I need a lot of things
and
after I go somewhere and travel.
Well, because then that's what Lorrana was saying too. She's like, I'm used to like parties having more people and parties having like, I don't know, music and things. So this is kind of a weird setup.
It's more of a gathering.
It was a family birthday party. That's what it's not a party like that you would be. It's not a house party. It's a birthday party with family.
Would you think there was going to be like a DJ and?
Well, I mean, I can understand.
Maybe
Yeah,
50
expecting
people?
like maybe just some music or something. But
Instead, were they making chili dogs?
the food. Yeah, Lorrana wasn't prepared for the food.
Neither was I. It was
Either.
questionable.
I don't know what was going on. There was some yellow mustard.
At one point, Danielle pointed at what I'm pretty sure was an open can of tomato paste and told her it's tomato. What
Why
What did you put it on?
Oh, tomato paste is an ingredient. Why? That's not a condiment. What are we doing?
Unless my eyes deceived me, that's what I thought I saw. And then they put a bunch of beans on a hot dog.
Look, I'm not one to judge on beans on a hot dog. I'm all about chili dog. I can get down with that. But tomato paste?
Why not try to, again, these people have done nothing to learn anything about Brazilian culture other than trying to bring Brazilian women to the United States.
Attempting and failing.
They have not really bothered to learn Portuguese. I think at this point, Danielle just kind of recognizes some words. Garrick knows absolutely nothing. You didn't have the first meal that you're going to have in your house maybe be something that she feels comfortable with and recognizes from home? No.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't know how Sister's going to do. I think she's going to be very hungry, and I think she's going to get tired of them very quickly.
Well, let's see how Brother's doing, because we're going to check in with Sam, who is Danielle's brother, Garrick's brother-in-law.
No.
Oh, it's not?
Oh, it is.
No,
sorry.
you're, no,
Yes.
that's it.
It is
That
Garrick's
is.
brother-in-law.
Garrick's brother-in-law.
I'm sorry. I got confused.
Well, because the
It's-
other tricky part is that
So
it's Sam and Samantha.
is Danielle's sister-in-law,
Yes.
and Sam is Danielle's brother.
Danielle's brother, Sam, is married to Samantha. So it's Sam and Samantha. And then, yes, so Sam is also business partner in, is it construction that they do?
Yeah, I
right?
think they build homes.
I think it's mostly that. So like he has a vested interest in the prenuptial agreement that needs to take place here. And that's what Sam's really pushing home with Garrick. I know we talked about this. I know this is important. I've expressed to you how important this is to me, because not only for my sister, who you're not legally married to anymore too, may I remind you, and this puts your children at stake too if this person chooses to legally divorce you. That's going to be a whole big problem.
Well, if she was trying to take them for money, right? Which Roberta number 1 did do.
Yes. Well, and then like, so for this, they're on the K1 setup. So Garrick has to marry Lorrana within 90 days. They're on the 90-day fiancé timeline. So this becomes a concern because you need to get that sorted out because you are going to legally marry Lorrana. How is Garrick planning on doing this multiple times? Is he going to then legally divorce Lorrana so that he can marry another Brazilian woman? Have we thought that far ahead?
I don't think they've gotten to that point
I
yet.
don't think that they are even considering that as a bridge that they need to cross at this point, because that's not going to work, because then they're going to come after you for bigamy is going to be the other part. So that'll be the big difference here.
I don't think he and Danielle think that far ahead.
I don't
so
think they know. They don't know what they're getting into.
Let's see if Roberta number 3 even sticks around before we ever get to Roberta number 4. I hate this because clearly they've not talked to Lorrana about it.
The prenup?
Yeah. And
Garrick seems to he forgot that he had this conversation with Sam in general, where Sam was like, no, this was like a big part of me supporting this was like you getting the prenup. Like, this is very important, and we need to make sure that we don't just blow past that part. Because if you still haven't done that, you need to work that into the schedule here before the wedding.
That or Sam needs to go to an attorney and figure out what he can do to protect his stake in the business.
Like, you are at the mercy of, that's who you've chosen to do business with, is somebody who is
look at him
doing incredibly risky things with their personal life.
And he doesn't really seem to be a deep thinker. So I think he kind of knew what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. Well, the way that Garrick cried just mentioning Sam, and then Danielle got jealous. She's like, "You're crying over my brother?" Like, Garrick was moved just at the the thought of how supportive Sam is through all of this, because I don't think there's a lot of people left in their lives. This is what I'm saying. There was not a lot of people here. It was just family, like direct family, who still support them. The list is short.
Well, they better make sure they get the prenup or they might be losing a few more.
Yeah, you're going to lose the house next, because if you put this as her mailing address, this is her habitation space now.
I completely understand being a business partner that you want to make sure that the business is protected. But I also hate that Garrick is, if he decides to even do this, is going to blindside Lorrana with a prenup, which is maybe something that she's not really familiar with. And English isn't even her second language. She speaks only Portuguese.
Right.
Are they going to make sure that they go to an attorney that's able to fully explain what it is she's being asked to sign. Because I think it's also a big thing to ask somebody who just left their country, their family, their job, everything, their entire life behind to move to the middle of nowhere with you, not being able to speak the language of the country that they're in. She's probably not going to very easily be able to find a job. That you're going to say, hey, if this all falls apart, you're leaving here with nothing.
Yeah.
You have no backup plan coming out of this.
It's going to be tough to run that all through the translator app. That was that was a big block of text. I don't know if it's going to catch all of that. So Mark Ruffalo is concerned.
He does look and he sounds
like, doesn't he?
Let's be.
He has the cadence.
Let's be nice to Mark Ruffalo. He doesn't really look like Mark Ruffalo, but he definitely sounds like him.
Kind of not in the hair. Like forehead and up, definitely
a distorted version of Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, like a Temu Wish level Mark Ruffalo. Because the speaking, rhythm, and cadence, very big Ruffalo energy.
Well, we've met all of the families this season.
This is everybody. This is the cast. These are the storylines that we have before us.
I do not remember the other family's name, but I'm excited for that Danny to return.
Yes.
Because their seeking experience already looks like it's going very poorly.
Yesel keeps seeking without Danny, and that becomes the issue very quickly here. That was the Peralta family in Connecticut.
Thank you. A few announcements before we go. If you are not tired of hearing polygamy content, if you're looking for more,
you're seeking additional polygamy content?
We have another podcast called Surviving Sister Wives, where we are recapping season 20 of Sister Wives, which just started. And we're also recapping Special Forces. What is it, season 4? With Cody Brown. We've got Teresa and Gia Giudice, Jussie Smollett.
For now.
Andrew East and Sean Johnson.
Any of them can be gone next week. Who knows? Yeah. So those are airing. We're doing watch parties in our Patreon Discord every Thursday night. And then we're dropping those episodes over on the Surviving Sister Wives feed.
Also, we are talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City this season. Some of you may be wondering where the recaps are. They are not dropping here.
Not podcast recaps. We're doing live after parties on Tuesday nights over on the Patreon. You don't have to be a paid member, so you just have to sign up as a member of the Patreon, free or paid, and then you'll get an email as soon as we go live on Tuesday nights.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.